Hey there, it's Mandy Brasser from Streamline for Success, and I wanted to record this really quick video about the new or fairly new unengaged marketable status that you can actually see in Infusionsoft. So what this, I guess, why is this important and why should you actually pay attention? What this allows you to do now in Infusionsoft is actually identify who of your list is not really engaging with your content, and then potentially you can work out ways to obviously go in and engage with them. And I know a lot of you run ads and take time and effort and money to actually get people on your list. So it's important that you have some level of engagement with them so they don't get too cold and eventually drop off your list or mark you as spam. So what you want to do is you want to head to this master navigation in the top left hand corner, and under marketing, click on reports. And then you want to scroll down, and there's a report called email status search. So you want to click on that one, and it's going to no doubt default here to everyone on your list. Now, as you can tell, this is a test app. We don't have really anyone on our list, but you'll see a list here of everyone you've got on your list. And then you'll see this time since last engagement. So no engagement, and it's been 3 months for this particular contact. So you'll be able to see kind of a list, and you've probably got hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands on your list. So that's a lot of information to consume, right? So what we want to do is go and edit the criteria and columns so that we can actually see some more useful information and who we should really be targeting potentially. So firstly, I wanted to kind of mention, and looking at this Infusionsoft article on the Help Center, this is probably something to give you some more context to this unengaged marketable status. It kind of says here, engagement is defined as one or more of the following actions: opening an email, clicking a link, or submitting a landing form or web form. So keep that in mind, that's kind of the criteria used to pick out the engagement. And we'll put that link in the bottom of this, below this video. And so what we want to do, all right, so we've got all of our contacts here. Let's go up and edit criteria and columns. Now let me talk to you about a couple of things here. So this is the new status that's been recently introduced. It's been probably around for probably 6 months or something at this particular point. So you can search on anyone who's unengaged marketable, and you can just easily go ahead and see who are those actual people. So you can see we've got this one here, and that's their status. So there's been no engagement. So let's go and edit the criteria again. So you probably want to take note of how many you've got there in that unengaged marketable. What we did with our clients on a webinar a couple of months ago now is we had a look at that as a percentage of their overall list. So if you've got, I'm going to test my maths here. If you've got, let's make it easy for myself. If you've got 50, let's say you've got 100 on your list and you've got 50 as unengaged marketable, that's 50% of your list, right? That aren't necessarily in a good place. So you probably want to do some work and engage with them some more, right? So let's just have a look at this criteria again. Look at some other items we can look at. Last engagement date. So we could look at who's been more than 3 months, who's been more than a month, whatever criteria you want to look at to work out who to focus on. Last engagement interval. You could also look at dates here, and yeah, whatever you think might be relevant. So let's go more than 3 months. Who hasn't engaged for more than 3 months? And obviously this brings up everyone on our list because these guys hadn't had any engagement, and then this one had 3 months in there as well. So with any of these, if you wanted to target your more than 3 month people or your more than 1 month people, you certainly can, and I probably recommend you set some save searches here so you can easily identify who they are and add them to your dashboard, because ideally you want to bring them back. Now that you actually have the visibility to see it, you can actually do something with it. Now, best practice is you don't really want to be engaging with people who've been, not really engaging, or you haven't really sent an email for quite a period of time. So it's good to keep on top of this, have these numbers readily available on your dashboard so that you can track, okay, are we bringing these numbers down? Are we actually making a dent in these people that aren't really engaging with our content? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a couple of searches here. I'm going to set up one more than 3 months. So I'm going to go here and go ahead and save. So I want everyone have access to this potentially, or select who you'd like. No engagement more than 3 months. So I'm just going to save that. And then I'm also going to do another search. Now what I like to do, no, let's edit the criteria first. Let's go more than 1 month. Now you'll notice obviously the same people come up here, so just keep that in mind as well. So let's go save as, I'm going to call it more than 1 month. Now, of course, your list is probably going to look a little different to mine. I've got the same people in there. All right, we're going to do one more, and let's go edit criteria. And I'm going to include everybody that's unengaged marketable so that we can kind of keep tabs on that as well. Whoops. Now, did that work? Yep. And I want to go ahead and save this. Save as unengaged marketable. Now, of course, you could do a whole bunch of things here. You could go unengaged marketable with an additional criteria of that last engagement date or time frame. The options are really endless. So what we want to do is we want to head to our dashboard, which is here. And I want to go ahead and add some widgets in the top right hand corner. And I want to go and select custom statistics and add to dashboard. And I want to go ahead and count. And you'll notice it doesn't appear in this saved search because it's actually a saved report. And I'm going to go look at, firstly, the first one we set up was no engagement. You could change the title if you want, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and save and add. And let's look at the saved report. More than 1 month, save and add. And then the final one, keep doing the same thing. Change it to save report, and we want to look at unengaged marketable and go ahead and save. So that'll give you an overview. You can, as I said, add that to your dashboard. Engaged contacts. So you can always kind of have it readily available here. Who's sort of on your list? Probably good and worthwhile to monitor it. Make sure it's coming down. If you want to be on top of the game, you probably want to engage with these people who haven't engaged for a month. Be on top of those before they hit this 3 month mark. And of course, just be mindful about if it's been quite a while since you've engaged with them, then yeah, just be careful about that, and so that you don't get marked as spam and those sorts of things. But really, as I said before, a lot of you are spending a lot of money and effort getting people on your list, which is awesome. But once they're there, and maybe they've come into a campaign to start, but once they complete that campaign or they don't proceed as we would like them to in that campaign, we want to make sure they don't just fall off the radar. So this is a really great way that you can identify some of those contacts who may not necessarily be engaging with your content, and think about ways that you can actually reach out to them. All right, as I said, it's Mandy from Streamline for Success. Please Let us know if you've got any questions about that, and yeah, look forward to hearing how you go, and hopefully it's not a big portion of your list that's unengaged, and definitely be on top of those to get them re-engaged. All right, thanks.